that you could pretty much possibly want for a merch shop. We got hoodies, we got windbreakers, got t-shirts, bucket hats. Got a women's line. A couple things that I made recently. It's got a triple logo print, so got that in the back, that in the front, that in the side. So yeah, just go check it out. It's got a lot of stuff on there. It's a good way to support us if you would like. Overall, it was pretty fun to do, pretty fun to make. So if you guys want to check it out, what's up, George? Check out the merch shop, George. Mugs, tumblers. So I'm gonna get some of that stuff and have it on here when I'm on the show. But yeah, go check it out. You can support us monetarily with that. You can support us monetarily through Super Chat, memberships, thanks button, and then like, share, subscribe. If you can to support us, hit the like button. Before you watch the rest, hit the like button, subscribe, help support us. Guys like George, got a membership and they comment. So help us get to 2,000 subs. Once we get to 2,000 subs, we're going to do a 2,000 sub giveaway. And it's going to go to the person that comments the most. Going to get 5 items from the merch shop. Going to get a $100 gift card. And then we're going to have you on the show. And Brett and I will get dinner with you if you would like. We'll get dinner with you probably in State College. So that's the 2,000 sub giveaway. If you guys want to check, you guys want to try to enter yourself, just comment, whether it's on a video or a live stream, whatever, just comment. And at the end, it's easy to find in analytics. You find that we'll be able to find who comments the most. So I'm wearing my Masters shirt right now. So the Masters is coming up soon. Thankfully, it's a good time of year. I'm a big golf fan, so we don't have these type of mugs on the shop, but we do have mugs on there. So if you do want mugs, go to the merch shop. And again, it really is the best way to support us. So I'm going to go through Instagram and go through some of the storylines that I want to talk about. I'm going to play some audio too on some of them. So if you guys can't hear it, let me know. George, if you can't hear it, let me know. But you should be able to. So let me just make sure it's hooked up. Yep. Okay. Yep. Should be able to hear it if I play something. So again, if you can't, let me know. Let me know if you can't hear this, guys.
Dad, but full name's Olai Vavenga Ioane.
We love it. Great workout. How did that feel out there today?
Feel surreal, man. Feel very blessed to be out there. This is a dream come true for sure. I've been watching the combine for years now. Just happy to be here. Blessed to be here for sure.
We are happy you are here and happy you are heading to the next level. Let's take a look. This is my favorite thing to do, is have you talk about your highlights from your day and talk about how smooth you were.
Absolutely, yeah. Pull dirt right here. We did a lot of that, back at Penn State pulling. But, biggest thing for an old lineman, you got to be smooth in everything you do. You can't really move without being smooth right here.
Could you hear it, George?
Brought the energy as best I could. The coaches loved it for sure.
You didn't give up a sack over your last couple seasons, over 1,000 snaps at Penn State, 4 years there. Look at this.
Absolutely. I love that. See the hair flowing too.
How good are your hands?
For me, definitely the biggest part of my game. Defenders can't really beat me, through my body, through the outside. My hands are always. Yeah, shout out mom and dad. But full name's Olai.
Yeah, big name. I think he's a Samoan kid. So he's going to be a first-round pick, maybe top 10 pick. So it's good to see a Penn State guy at the top of the board, one of our better players, one of the guys that was let down by the previous coaching regime. So that's not cool, but it was expected. Not surprising. Coach Baldy from the NFL. Thanks, George. Coach Baldy from the NFL. Baldy NFL is his name. He was a coach. Brian Baldinger. See him on NFL Network. He does breakdown, so we're going to pull this up.
It's time to drop in on Vivega. Ioane right here. You just watch.
He gives great breakdowns.
Just taking grown men like Arvell Reese and just throwing them out of the club. Like, I love that. You know, he's going to let you feel his punch. Like, here's McDonald inside for Ohio State. Watch him just.
Sorry, guys. Computer reset. There are not many things in this world that make me more angry than that's technology. I hate technology. It is one of the least reliable things on earth. So again, it reset. So sorry about that. But yeah, I hate technology, man. It never works right. It's probably angered countless people, but technology is horrendous in 2026, and my computer resets, and I wasn't on here to tell you, so it reset, but I'm going to pull it back up. So no thanks to whatever brand my computer is. We're coming back. So
Ioane right here. You just watch him. Just taking grown men like Arvell Reese and just throwing them out of the club. Like, I love that. You know, he's going to let you feel his punch. Like, here's McDonald inside for Ohio State. Watch him just reset his hands. Like, look at the leverage. You could put a piano on his back. He'd walk it up 8 flights of stairs. Like, it's sumo wrestling at its best right here. But he ain't giving up any ground. If he does, it's grudgingly. Like, maybe by centimeters. Like, he just stays right in front of his man. Wires him up. I love it. I love it. You watch him right here. Here you go. Amari Washington, right? Like, big man. Here you go. Watch him just keep this pocket flat. You know, last year we saw Tyler Booker, we saw Gray Zabel step in and play guard, start every game. Well, that's what Ioane's going to do right here. Just going to wire guys up. You watch this right here. You watch him stop power with power from underneath, like the way that he can lift. Bam. Just lift up and take your center of gravity away and stop your power. Play after play. Like, I don't know exactly what all this stuff is in college football sometimes, but, like, it doesn't matter. He's going to get a guy on skates, and then he's going to give him a proper burial right here. Like, this is a proper burial. This is what you do. Like, you just get him on skates, and then you drill him. You put him, and you make him grass seed. That's what Ioane does. Like, this stuff in college football is funny. But, like, can you just do this? Can you just shuffle, slide, and then square up? Like, why isn't that part of the combine drill? And then you just do this. This is beautiful. Proper burials. Like, put them down. It's fun. It's a fun tape to watch. Like, you watch this right here. And sometimes, you know, you're downfield, 20 yards downfield. All right? You got them on skates. And you're like, you know what? Let's just finish this. Let's just have a little fun. Like, that's joy. Like, here you go, down the field. Let him go. It's called an appetite for destruction. Look at him, 20 yards downfield. Is anybody around with a different color jersey on I could just punch? I mean, this is good stuff. Like, get on the highway. Get on the Highway 71. This is what it's fun. This is tape watching right here. Get on Highway 71. Take you to the promised land. Ioane, my man, he's going to step in and start day one. Who's taking him? Who's going to make their offensive line better? It's time to drop in.
Yeah, he's a freak. Great player for Penn State. You can see he was still making plays in a horrendously called offense by Dairy Queen himself. So, again, he's saying some of the stuff in college football is funny. He's basically saying the play calling is stupid. We had that a lot. Clownelnecki was horrendous. So, although he was horrendous, Vega Ioane still made plays. So, good for him. That's a true test. Can you be a great player in a horrendously called offense? And he was. So, product of the old coaching.
Hello, Friday, everyone. Just so you understand what it is.
So, this is our defensive tackles coach.
Aloha Friday is a real thing in Hawaii, man. We kind of celebrate the end of the week as we look forward to the weekend and spending time with our family, just giving your heart to somebody else. So to everyone out there, Happy Valley wishes you Happy Aloha Friday. Yes, sir. Happy Aloha.
Yeah, so I think he's from Washington. Came from, I believe, UCLA, if I'm not mistaken. Got a bunch of, UCLA. Got a lot of Aloha Friday stuff on there. So that's pretty cool. But we have a defensive tackles coach and a defensive ends coach. Makes sense to me. Next story, guys. We did not talk about it the other night. We were on the day of, but Lou Holtz passed away. He is an absolute legend. Notre Dame was less lame with him, but now they're even lamer now that he has unfortunately passed. He is an absolute legend. And I saw a bunch of Penn State stuff. They were tagging him with Joe Paterno, and I don't know. I mean, Joe and him, legendary coaches. He's one of the last legends to be living, Lou Holtz. So I don't think you really need to put stuff up with him and Joe, but they did. And he definitely had some bouts with him for sure. If you want to be happy for an hour, eat a steak. If you want to be happy for a day, go play golf. If you want to be happy for a week, go take a vacation. But if you want to be happy for a lifetime, put your faith in Jesus Christ. Great coach, great man, great mentor. Your wife is not your best friend, your dog is. Lock the two in the back of the trunk, come back 2 hours later and see which one is happy to see you. He has violated the one basic principle I've tried to follow most of my life. That is, it's better to keep your mouth shut and let people think you are an idiot than to open it and leave no doubt. That show was fun. College football. I forget what the show was called, but Mark May is an absolute clown. He hates Penn State. He played for Pitt. There's not many people in college football that I dislike more than Mark May. He's an absolute clown. Fun story. I once called into Lou Holtz's radio show and asked him for FSU tickets. I was 14. He laughed and said he couldn't make that happen, but that he'd send me tickets to a game the next year. Following summer, a pair of tickets to the Michigan showed up in my mailbox. And that tough love approach showed up again when Urban Meyer reached a crossroad early in his career. Years later, when Bowling Green offered him his first head coaching job, he initially turned it down as the program wasn't in great shape. He wasn't convinced it was the right move, but Lou Holtz was adamant. Of course, it's not a great job, he told him. If it's a great job, they wouldn't be calling your ass. About a month later, I took the KU job, got a call from Lou Holtz. He was witty and gave me good advice. The call lasted 30 minutes. Before hanging up, he said, the guy you interviewed for your wide receiver position yesterday, don't waste your time. I offered him $100K more than you did. So, Lou Holtz, again, a legend. And this is a clip from that show. I used to watch this every Saturday. I'd watch it. It was peak college football shows.
It's out of order. Out of order. Sick and tired of everybody jumping on coaches, and you particularly. And I mean that sincerely. But I don't want to do this damn thing anymore. I don't want to do it. I mean it. I'm not doing it again. Hey, that ain't enough. Hell with it. Mark May is a great guy. We have no teleprompter, no script, no rehearsal, but we have a difference of opinion. I love him, but he was a player as a coach. He made suggestions. I made decisions. He showered after work. I showered before work. I signed a paycheck on the front. He signed it on the back. We just have a different way that we look at things.
And what do you think, if you had to guess, just his opinion on the Big Ten comes from? I mean,
you would have to ask Mark May. One thing I learned, I don't speak for Mark May. I have a hard time speaking for Lou Holtz.
It's out of order.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is, George. He is something else, I'll tell you that.
As a member,
Scott Van Pelt was talking about him on his show with Reese Davis. Reese Davis would wear a judge's cloak, and then he would have him debate. And I remember watching that live. Lou Holtz lost his mind because he's on there with Mark May. I'd lose my mind too. That guy was a clown, still a clown. I don't know what he's doing now, but he's not on ESPN, thankfully. But this is a story that I think it was Reese Davis was telling about Lou Holtz.
Augusta National, and I'm told that Lou would lay up on 12. Now, 12's a par 3. But Ray's Creek gets in front of there, and he couldn't carry it. So I'm told he'd punch it down there, then he'd chip it up there, and more often than not, he'd roll it in and make it 3. And the reason I love the story is because it's coaching. It's realizing what you got to work with and figuring out a way to win. Now, I read that you played with him there. Please tell me this story is true.
The story is true.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he was also playing at the time when he wasn't supposed to be playing, Scott. He had just had neck surgery and they told him he could chip and putt, but of course he wasn't having that. And one of the greatest injustices in the history of sports is that Lou actually allowed me to go with him and play on that beautiful golf course where I had no business being, but I was very grateful to be there. And Lou would punch it right down the middle. 130, 140 yards, and he'd get up and down, and he'd run off and leave the rest of us. And he won a bet with Mark May. Mark May and Jay Billis played with us, and he won a bet with him on that day, such as, just friendly competition.
Of course.
And as he was going to have a photograph taken after the round of Mark handing him the $5 or whatever it was, Lou said, wait a minute. And he went into the clubhouse in the back and he got his neck brace and put his neck brace back on so it would look like that he beat Mark wearing a neck brace.
He's a member at Augusta National.
Yeah. So a lot of stories with him. Great coach, legend. Just one of the best. Joe Paterno was known for that, having witty stories and being funny, cracking jokes all the time. So something those guys had in common. Legendary Notre Dame head coach Lou Holtz, newspaper trick, has been going viral on Twitter. So I don't know if you guys seen this before, but it's pretty cool.
I want to read the news. You have the comic where people can't read. And
Thanks, Simon. So Simon is my cousin. I don't mean to interrupt the video, but Simon is my cousin. He said he's watching with his whole family, which is my Uncle Adam. That's my mom's sister. My mom's brother. Get a laugh out of that. My mom's brother and my Aunt Lori. So pretty uncommon. We've been to San Diego. It's beautiful there. My aunt is from San Diego. So we went there when they were dating. And I think we went to Disney World or something, or Disneyland or something, but that was a long time ago. Anyway, she's from San Diego and she moved here where my uncle was from. She moved to Central PA. So we always ask her, like, how did, you left San Diego to come to State College area. And it's funny. She didn't come for the weather, that's for sure. But she came here because of her family. So, but yeah, Aunt Lori, she's from San Diego. My uncle is from around here. But it's cool that they're all watching.
you have the editorial page for people who can't think. But you can't let people tear you up. You can't let people destroy you. You can't let people say you aren't going to be great. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do something. my personal belief is there isn't any obstacle that's going to keep me from being successful. Difficult, you're doggone right. That's why so few people achieve success. Don't let people tear you up. Don't let people tear you down. Don't let people cause you to lose the faith and confidence you have in yourself. Because if you really have a strong faith and a strong belief, oh wait. Somebody people want to read the news.
That's crazy. I don't know how magicians do that type of stuff. I have no idea. I don't know how he did that. Very impressive because you can see it still torn at the top. I don't know how they do it, but yeah. So Lou Holtz, rest in peace. He made impact on many young men's lives, and like Joe Paterno, again, one of the last living legends to coach the game of football. So speaking of legends, here's another one.
You know, we
Nick Saban.
start at 12 o'clock noon on Sunday. I'm talking about his coaching staff. We've already has the film graded of the previous game, so you have to do that before 12 o'clock. We go over it on offense, we go over on defense, we go over on special teams. So probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll start watching the other team. And I will watch the other team for 6 hours, probably till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Then the first thing I do is meet with the defense, decide what we're going to do in Monday practice, which is abbreviated practice, but we still try to put in the basic plan and adjustments that we would do in our basic coverages or whatever. The next day, I actually start with the defense, look at special teams, meet with special teams, start watching the offense, and I actually meet with the offense on Tuesday morning after watching probably 2 or 3 hours of their defense. So, and then we watch everything situationally. All right, so each day, like on Monday is basically special teams game plan. On Tuesday, we do 1st and 10, second long, goal line, and short yardage. So I'm going to look at all the second and long plays. I'm going to look at goal line and short yardage and what they do in those, and we're going to install a plan on both sides of the ball of what we're going to do in those days. You know, we start at 12 o'clock noon on Sunday.
So he's just talking about their structure and stuff. I've seen clips of him in coaches meetings where he would say they would literally go through the drills that they're going to do with the players before they went to practice, so that when they got to the drill, they knew how to do it. They didn't just say, all right, we're doing this drill, do it, and then that's it. And the one coach didn't do that or something. He was, chewing them out, kind of. But they would practice and inform them of the drills they're doing. So when they got to the drill, they knew how to do the drill. So just preparation, that's what makes them great. Joe Paterno was a mentor of his. Many great coaches were mentored by Joe Paterno. He was Phil Knight's hero, as he would say. So he always had a lot of respect for Joe Paterno and other great coaches. Coach K, he mentored Coach K. Joe Paterno mentored Nick Saban. I mean, lots of great young coaches at the time he mentored. So, just one of the still living legends, hopefully for a long time. Another story here. This was a crazy stat line. I remember when this happened. Geno Smith went 45-51, 656 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Ties Big 12 record. I don't know how that's a tie, but that's insane. Probably for touchdowns. I don't know. But David Klinger threw 11 touchdowns, NCAA record versus Eastern Washington in 1990. I remember that storyline. Joe Burrow threw for 7 in his first half of the 2019 Peach Bowl against Oklahoma. Yeah, I remember when this happened. It was crazy. Like, it was insane. It was insane when he accomplished this. 8 touchdowns, 656 yards. That is insane. I think his one receiver had like 4 or 5 touchdowns by himself. So obviously you need someone to catch the ball, but just crazy. Crazy stat line. So only 6 colleges have won more than one NCAA team title. So we're kind of getting into the college wrestling thing. The Big Ten title matches are going on at Bryce Jordan Center and State College. Minnesota has 3. Oklahoma has 7. Iowa State has 8. Cal Sanderson wrestled at Iowa State. Penn State 13. Iowa 24. Oklahoma State 34. They have the record. So Oklahoma State has 34 national titles. So Penn State needs to keep winning and beat the record. But they're on one of the most dominant runs there is. Cale Sanderson, he kind of went off a little bit on the seeding that they had for one of our guys, Penn State guys. He was a 2 seed when he should have been a 1.
Well, I can't explain.
So you don't see him like really say much of anything, but he was.
I mean, I was there and I voted. We in the past, our coaches spent a lot of time seeding the tournament and the bracket. So we thought if a third party could do a good job, but obviously what happened isn't going to work, right? There needs to be like a common sense application, and so we got to figure that out. I mean, I don't know if it's too late to reseed it as coaches, but maybe we should. It's just stuff just doesn't make sense.
Well, if it's within 15 points on Friday, the coaches can challenge.
Yeah, how do you know if it's going to be within 15 points? If based on the way things came out, I mean, it could be anywhere. We haven't seen the numbers, so I mean, they could be all over the place or it could be close. So I mean, you're relying again on a system. I think the coaches all thought would be a little bit better than what what they came up with. Unfortunately, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, anybody could look at it and say, well, you have an undefeated national champion or top ranked guy that won head to head. So it's not even those weights obviously, but there's a lot of different cases too where there has to be a human element in all things, especially a sport like wrestling. So yeah, it was. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, we'll figure it out, but it is. We do need to do the best that we can to make sure these guys get the seeds and that they earn through the season. Well, I can't explain it. I mean, I was there and I voted. We in the past, our coaches spent.
By the way, if you're a coach, if you're a wrestling coach, your ears don't look like that, then you shouldn't be coaching. That's how you know you're a wrestling coach. Yeah, so he was kind of upset about that, which I understand. Top seeds get the top bracket, and he didn't get it. So makes no sense, but yeah. So it is what it is, but he's going to dominate regardless, probably win, and that's it. So, he'll probably get it and win the Big Ten and then probably the national title as well, if I'm thinking of the right guy. Not a big wrestling guy, but I think he's one of the better guys that they have for sure. NCAA 27 will be on PC. College football. Yeah. That's cool. I have a PS5, so I don't have a PC. Like, I don't use it on PC, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. It was the highest selling sports game that year in 2024 for College Football 25. Pretty fun game overall. Yes, I am. I think Mendoza will be the cover. We'll see. But overall, pretty exciting. Let's see here. Next story. All right. So, Sharon Moore takes a plea deal. Again, Sharon Moore was fired for what he did. And plea deal to resolve home invasion case. Former Michigan football coach Ron Moore pleaded no contest to 2 misdemeanors Friday in a deal to resolve a felony criminal case that arose immediately after he was fired for having an inappropriate relationship with an executive assistant. The deal was struck on the same day a judge planned to hear a challenge to Moore's arrest in December on 3 charges, including felony home invasion. Those charges were dropped in exchange for Moore pleading no contest to trespassing and malicious use of a telecom device in a relationship. Things have changed. Judge J. Cedric Simpson said. Ward confronted a woman with whom he had been having an affair and blamed her for his dismissal, even threatening to kill himself with butter knives in her apartment, authorities said. Assistant prosecutor Katie Rezmirsky told the judge that the case changed based on additional evidence and investigation, as well as consultation with the woman through her lawyer. But we do believe the evidence supports its criminal misbehavior in the context of an intimate partner relationship, Misky said outside the courtroom. Moore's attorney said the 3 initial charges were included stalking, were not supported by facts or law. I guess the cops kind of screwed up the evidentiary line as well. So the dismissal of those charges validates the concerns we raised about the investigation. From the very beginning, Mr. Moore is pleased to put this behind him and move forward, Alan Michaels said as Moore and wife Kelly stood nearby. All right. Moore declined to comment. Rezmirsky also declined to comment. Scheduling scheduled for April 14th. One of the charges carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail, though Michaels predicted there would be no additional time in custody beyond Moore's 2 nights in jail. So, the guy did what he did, and there's evidence to support it, and he should definitely go to jail. Looks like he won't, but when you're a millionaire, you can kind of, unfortunately, get away with certain things, which is unfortunate because I think he's dangerous, but it is what it is. So, yeah, it looks like he's going to get away with it, unfortunately. But I don't know. As I said, I think he's dangerous. We have to protect young women. And, the girl should not have done what she did either, but he was the head coach. You don't do that type of stuff. So LSU has a very expensive roster, $40 million. Brian Kelly just told SMX College that SXM, that Lane Kiffin's current roster at LSU is over $40 million. Wrote $40 million rosters last. They got the most expensive roster in sport. They don't. I think Ohio State has $57 million roster. I'm old enough to remember when some people made fun of Ohio State for having a $20 million roster. Yeah, so Josh Paloa, whatever your name is, you're a clown. You look older than 6 months old. So, yes, you would remember that. That is such a stupid thing to say. I don't know if people were making fun of it, but that is just when people say stuff like that, like, I'm old enough to remember, like, dude, just don't say that. Like, you sound like an idiot. So, you look like you're older than one. You look like you're older. That was, what, a year ago? So you look older than that. So saying stuff like that is really stupid. We know what you're trying to say, and you don't sound very smart saying it. So winter workouts are in full effect. Should be sound, but there's not. Winter workouts are brutal, guys. Yeah. Not fun. Rojas is back. We got a whiteout for tonight's hockey game. So if you guys are there, obviously, be wearing white. I'm going to have to turn that on. I wonder what time it starts. It probably started by now. But whiteout for the hockey game, which is cool. Another Lou Holtz story. In 1970, West Virginia would defeat William and Mary 43-7. Lou Holtz, who coached William and Mary, confronted WVU head coach Bobby Bowden of running up the score. Bobby Bowden told Holtz that he would have a closer game if he recruited more Williams and less Marys. Good point, Bobby Bowden. Brian Kelly, who should never coach again, said he's ready to coach again. So I need to stay in the game if the right situation comes about and I'm ready. I'm certainly going to entertain that. Now, if you're a young coach, like, he'd be probably great to learn from, but he's not a good dude. He's not known for being a good dude. He does not have a good reputation. So if you want to learn from an experienced coach for him, but if you want to be treated right, don't coach for him, from what I've heard. Steve Sharippa, the actor who plays Bobby Bacalieri in The Sopranos, will be at Westmoreland Mall on April 8th for the noodle cutting of Mangia by Delalo, the new restaurant at the casino. So that's cool. Quasimodo predicted all this. Great show, guys. If you've ever seen Sopranos, it's a great show. One of the all-time shows. Thought this was pretty cool. Michigan State honors 102-year-old Chuck Kohler, one of the 12 remaining Pearl Harbor survivors, who's also Jackson Kohler's great-grandfather.
Joining the team on the court tonight is Earl Chuck Kohler.
Legend. Absolute legend. Yeah. So they're the reason that we have the country that we do, guys. Absolute legend is his grandfather. So great-grandfather. Pearl Harbor. I don't know how many D-Day survivors there are still, but I think there are still some D-Day survivors. I think there's a veteran. He was given the Medal of Honor at the State of the Union by President Trump. He was a World War II pilot, 100 years old. First Lady Melania Trump put the Medal of Honor around his neck. Absolute legends. They're the reason that we have the country that we do. Greatest country on earth. Those guys, World War II, they fought Nazis. Pretty crazy. But that guy's a hero. So good for him. He fought so his great-grandson could play basketball at Michigan State. Uncle Adam, who's watching, he is a retired Marine. So he went in right before 9/11. So thank you, Uncle Adam, for your service as well. We owe everything to our military.